down here, so I'm still getting acclimated. You know what I mean?
Right. For sure. Yeah. That's where Pimp C from.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
God bless the dead.
For sure.
Mr. Fantastic, what's popping?
Brother. Yo, what up, man?
What's good? What you smiling about?
Nothing. Just chilling, man. You know what I mean? Long weekend. Shout out to Trill. What's up with you, Trill?
What up, G? What you on?
Got it, fam.
What's good?
So now,
family?
man, you know me, bro. You know who I am. So so we get into it now. Trill, man, and I see what's the name of the well, you weren't the original crew of tonight's conversation, right? You came on.
Yeah. He basically recruited all us like the Avengers.
Oh,
But
for sure.
yeah, crew season came first though, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So shout out to you, man. Shout out to you for your contributions, man, to this whole podcast thing, man. This movement, showing brothers there is a way. Get your opinion out here. You know what I'm saying, and you make legal money, legit stuff by black men giving their opinion. That's first and foremost, brother. Appreciate you.
Appreciate that, bro.
But the only thing, man, me, a little bit of pushback, fam, for the concept of your leadership. Now, I completely, totally agree with your thing. You know what I mean about leadership being important, and ultimately, as a leader, you being willing to and understanding the being necessary to take the blame for however the outcome comes.
Mm-hmm.
The issue and problem I have though is your assessment of just specifically the absent father, right? So my question to you would be, okay, so I'm pretty sure you're familiar with this, but okay, so if the kid turns out great, let's say the kid turns out to be a Rhodes Scholar and 5-star athlete, recruited to whatever, so on and so forth. The mom gets all the credit. Okay, the father isn't even mentioned. But then if the kid turns out to be, like you said, convicted felon, 14 bodies before he's 14, and all these different things, now we want to bring in the father.
Mm-hmm.
So my issue is, okay, so by what you said is where the man being absent is always going to have the thing. So that if the absent man can get the fault, cannot the absent man still get the credit then if the kid turns out to be all right? Because if he just left the situation alone and everything turned out all right, why are we giving him the blame if and when things turn out the wrong way?
Yeah, see, I don't feel like that's right. In that aspect, I think if you are not in your kid's life, however the result comes out with your kid is on you regardless. I think if it goes negative, if it goes right, then your kid just got lucky. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you get to come in and take the credit for not being there and not raising them. Why would you want to do that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's the same way, right? So an absent father can never be more detrimental than a present mother because that father isn't there. So that's like if it's let's say you had like a dog or something in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that crazy dog's not in the room, you didn't have a chance to get bitten. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's not true, because again, like as a man being absent, that can completely be detrimental on your kid, because a lot of kids grow up in our environments not having no guidance or not having no compass. A mother can only give a kid so much. So you get two parents in a household. It's the same type of situation. Your mama can't teach you how to be no man. She can. There's only certain things that men are going to be able to pour into their kid. And if you're not there to pour it into them, then who pouring it into them? Unfortunately, in a lot of our situations, it's the wrong type of niggas. They go outside and get poured into by the niggas in the neighborhood, or get poured into by people who they shouldn't be poured into. But if you as a father was there to pour into your kid, he wouldn't have to go do that. So again, we can't say the dad being absent has no effect on that kid turning out the way he did, and it's all on the mother just because she was there. No, your absence played a role. Because for one, your absence factored into the mama being as stressed as she was trying to raise the kid by herself, which means that she wasn't giving the kid the attention a lot of times that was necessary, because she having to work 2 and 3 jobs and going all the time. Why? Because you're not there to help facilitate and help with the household and bills and things of that nature. So how can you blame her when you wasn't there, and then act like you not being there had no effect on, one, her ability to raise the kid, and then for two, how the kid turned out? That shit just makes absolutely no sense to me at all.
Okay, well, and like I said, everybody has their opinion and everything, right? Well, I saw you mention earlier on, not you specifically, but the situation is where women make it so difficult, right, for the father to even be a part of their lives, where, the dad has to fight for the rights, right? So I like to start from, like you said, inception. So the first most important part of being a mother is choosing a suitable father. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So that's why I say this culpability that you're putting on a man that showed himself to be irresponsible. And let's say he's already got 3 baby mamas, right? And you're baby mama number 4. And I'm pretty sure you're aware that black women have a 60% rate of where at least they have 2 kids by 2 different men. Or the black women have kids. Yeah, cool, right? So how is it that again you choose the wrong man to inseminate and impregnate you in the first place, right? Now he's already irresponsible. Now, and I agree with you as a man. Hey, you have responsibilities. You take. I'm a father myself. Okay, I couldn't. There's nothing in the world and I actually had to fight for my kids. So I agree with you on those premises. But again, this is why I say where we put all of the onus on the man. When again, the woman started the whole process off wrong by choosing the wrong man to have a child by.
Right. No. And again, that's pivotal what you just said. You said we put all the onus on the man. But again, when Hemp asked the question, I said both. And he said, you know what, who's more? So again, that's not taking the accountability off of the mother. But again, it goes back to the leadership theory that I was talking about earlier. As the leader of a situation, and when you choose to have a kid, you are the leader of that situation. You got to take the majority of the blame. That's just what it is. And that's not saying that the woman has no accountability at all in the situation. I would never say that. Hell no. You chose the wrong man, and you definitely played a part in it. But as a man, and as somebody who has a kid, and as somebody who's cut friends off, day one homeboys because they're not raising their kids, I can't put more onus on the woman if you're not there as a man. That makes no sense. Both of y'all are culpable. But as a man, when you choose to have that kid, you are not a leader of a situation. And if that situation goes bad, that's a reflection of your leadership, in my opinion.
Hey, Mr. Sass, can I hop in real quick, brother?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, first of all, how everybody doing tonight? What's up, Hamp? What's up, Trill? What's up, Fantastic?
Well, G.
To get straight to it, I didn't agree with much of what you had to say at all, especially when it comes to, got my notes. We're going to start off with this leadership thing. As a man that was in the military for 15 years, Life Fantastic was in 20. I've taken 2 6-week leadership courses. I understand leadership. I led men and women of all ages from 18 to 30 something, led and trained. I'm married 21 years last month, 4 kids, 3 sons, 1 daughter. So let's get to it. Leadership is a 2-way street. The follower has equal responsibility as the leader. And people get on these panels and say, well, the man's the leader. But you can't lead a degenerate. You can't lead a rock. So when people get up here and say stuff to these women like you did, it puts false narratives in their head that they can believe and act as they want. And it's all on the man because he can lead properly. But the problem with that is, as a leader, like an official leader that understands leadership because it had to save lives.
Right.
Leadership is simply a 2-way street. You as a staff sergeant in the Army, if the PLC just refuse to lead, refuse to follow, it's not a lot you can do unless you can physically. You gotta put, if you can't beat these women into submission. You can't make them do something. If they don't want to follow, you could be the best leader in the world.
Right.
But if a woman don't want to follow, and she just set on not following a man, there's nothing you can do. So the whole, well, you the leader. Well, she's the follower, and they both have equal responsibility. Also,
right. Wait. Let's work our way down one at a time. You said you was a leader in the military, right?
Yeah, and my family.
Did you get to pick your following? Did you get to pick the troops that you was in charge of?
Nope.
One by one? Did you get to pick who enrolled?
Nope.
So again, it's hard for me to see the translation for that and going to relationships because, again, these same men, you say you're a red pill ranger, right?
Yep.
These same men say that men control access to relationships, women control access to sex, no?
Yep.
Okay, so if you control access to relationships, that would mean that you chose this woman who was incapable of following, right? And if you went about, wait.
Okay.
And if you went about the vetting process the way that a lot of people from your community say that you should, or say that men are masterful or skilled in doing, then you would have come across the fact that, hey, this woman struggles to follow leadership. So I would ask, since you chose her, how the hell did she skirt by your ability to recognize that she was a terrible leader, meaning based on the fact that you chose her, something you couldn't do in the military? So how does that translate? Explain that to me.
Based on your logic, we're gonna agree to that. So based on your logic, then she chose that baby daddy that ain't there. So put it all on her, because she chose him. Based on your logic, she chose him. So when he's not there, it's all on her that he's not there. Because the thing is, people like to talk like these guys be leaving these women and kids, but they were never there. You can't quit a job you never had. For me to leave you, I had to be your man. Most of these kids are conceived of freaky links, sneaky links, hookups, and situationships. You can't quit a job you never had. Like that's like I can't get, and like when Fantastic was saying, dude ain't there. If I'm on vacation for 2 weeks and something happened, you can't gig me for that failed task when I wasn't even in the doggone building.
Hold on, wait. So you're saying that you're the leader over the people who was in the building, and then you left for 2 months?
I'm on vacation. I'm on vacation and something happened, but I'm responsible for what happened. I'm not even there.
Yes, because you're responsible for training your following, right? So if something goes wrong and your following is responsible, you ought to be held accountable. No,
you would not get fired if you're on vacation and the person there dropped the ball. You just won't.
You talking about a job? I'm talking about leadership in general. If I'm in charge of training somebody, let's say, for instance, right, football, like we talked about earlier, right? Let's say I'm the receivers coach, per se. And my job is to teach these guys how to run routes, teach these guys how to catch the ball. If we show up to game day and they are running the wrong routes and they are dropping the damn ball, that is on me for not preparing them to handle what I knew was coming. We all don't work jobs. We know people take PTOs and vacations and things of that nature, right? But when you're in a leadership position that you claim to be,
but you saying
it is your job to prepare your following for that inevitable break or vacation or absence that's coming. And if they drop the ball while you're gone, that is a reflection of your leadership.
And what you saying is right, but what if you never trained them? And that's my point. A lot of these guys, these women get pregnant by guys that was never there. So they taking the blame, but they was never there. They was never in a committed relationship with this guy. He never taught her nothing, because all he did was come over after the club at 3 and hit. But then her failure is on him. When they never had nothing, he was never there. He wasn't at the job. He never trained. But some kind of way he responsible for the bad stuff she do with the kid.
Again,
they sleeping with strangers, bro.
Just so I'm clear, just real quick, because maybe I could be missing something, especially in this baby daddy thing. So when you went over there at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., did you get tied up and threw in the back of a van to get transported there?
Nope.
When you got to the house, did she tie you up to the bed and just take it from you, or like how was it like throughout this whole process? Because again, this is like a multi-layered process. You know, again, all men. Well, I ain't gonna say all men. A lot of men done been there. This is a multi-layered process. It is a text message that's sent from at the end of the club. She responding to the text. You calling her on the way home, on the way to the spot. Bro says spring. That's a 40-minute drive a lot of times if you coming from camp or something like that. So it's a lot of time in between you driving, getting in your car, and driving all the way up there to go get that ass. So I just want to know, at what point of it were you helpless in your decision making?
Exactly, and that's my whole point about the narrative that you push. At what point was she helpless in her decision making?
No, she wasn't helpless. And again, I
All
think
right,
that's
then, so why you take accountability off them all the time? She chose to fuck a dude. The moment you sleep with a guy that's not your husband, you chose to be a single mother.
no. Again,
Yeah.
I think you.
The moment you sleep
That's my
with a
problem
man
with
that's
saying-
not your husband, you know we know how babies made.
Right.
Not saying you're gonna get pregnant, but the moment you sleep with a man you're not in a committed relationship with.
Right. So again, my problem with this space is that a lot of times we talk in extremes.
That's
If you're
reality.
listening to what we
mother rate.
Red pill,
Huh?
red pill. You gotta let them finish.
I'm
his
sorry, I
speech.
apologize.
Go ahead.
Again, in this space, a lot of times we get to talking in extremes, right? He said, why you always take all the blame off of the women and put it on the men? Nowhere in this stream did I say that women are blameless in the situation. Nowhere in this stream did I say a man has to take all of the accountability for what happened. If you was listening to the stream, you was writing notes, which is baffling to me. How you missed that note? Hemp said both, because when he asked it, I said both people are accountable. And he said, no, wait. Who's more accountable? More could mean 51-49. But I'm saying, as a man, when you claim to be a leader in a situation, if there was a decision-making process in which you played a role in, and you're the leader, you have to take the majority of the blame. And you went over there at 4 a.m, smashed raw, nutted all in the woman. Again, it was about 10 decisions that was made by you, 10 or so, I give or take, that was made by you that contributed to this woman getting pregnant. And a baby came as a result of it. That baby has your DNA. That baby looks like you. That baby's running around here. And you're sitting up here trying to make me, or trying to validate the fact that you are not in that baby's life, even though you made 10 to 12 decisions in the process of getting the baby here. How in the hell does that make sense at all to you, bro?
How he gonna be in the baby life if he wasn't even in the woman's life? He was just in between her legs.
Again, you just said you know how babies are made, right?
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
They timed red pill out for 5 minutes. He said, "How he take notes and still stuttering though through the L." Take 5, red pill. So red pill will be back at 9:47, but they probably bring red pill back. Go ahead, fantastic.
Yeah, hey, so Trill, we can move it along, bro. Because next you talked about vetting, right?
Mm.
Is there truly a way to vet a woman, or name just a woman, a person? Is there truly a way to vet a person?
Definitely, but is there a way to vet them and be 100% accurate? No. But,
All right,
but there's
Grace,
a way to
you
vet
actually
them.
got to the point that I was saying. So being that we know this, right, is now of course don't go out here and just pick the chick that's literally out here on the stroll, you know what I'm saying, in the club every night, so on and so forth. But being that, like you said, we get experience, we learn this, bro. Even vetting a woman, what's the I guess it's more so what's the value in it, when again, like we say, we've been seeing this thing to where, and like I say, you guys keep up with social media a lot because you know what I'm saying, that's a lot of your topics. Where even these married women, right? These women that get married and their husbands go through a difficult time, their husbands get, fired or whatever, laid off, so on and so forth, and these women leave them.
Mhm.
So how can more so the man win even in a vetting process if it's even when you vet this woman, let's just say a year to 5 years to 10 years later, this woman has a complete total different mindset, or she's, already out of the door.
But see, again, I think that's what the disconnect is. I don't feel like people's mindset changed that drastically if we keeping a G. And in the process of that vetting, I think the problem is people don't vet the right way, or they don't necessarily know what to look for. Meaning that when you're vetting this woman, it's important for you to look at how she was raised, her upbringing, what does she value in life, like what has she accomplished on her own, what is her work ethic, like what is her relationship with kids, and how's her relationship with your family and things of that nature. And there's a lot of women that are married who are not wives. But again, the man controls marriage. So if I'm vetting this woman and I'm choosing to bring her into a union and I'm choosing to trust her with my legacy, if the relationship goes bad, I got to take accountability for that because I'm the one that chose her and I clearly didn't vet her properly. It's a lot of men out here, just like bro said earlier. As long as she got a pretty face, I'll bring her in and I'll take care of her. I ain't worried about her money. I'll take care of her, this, that, and the third. No. That's part of the problem right there. You marrying a motherfucker just because she got a pretty face. Then she get into a relationship with you, and then she doesn't have wife-like skills or doesn't have wife-like work ethic or wife-like dedication, and she tap out of the relationship in 2 or 3 years. She should have never been married to begin with. She'd been a sack chaser when you met her. But again, something that we don't speak to is that a lot of men target the wrong type of women simply based on how they look, and that's the problem. When you vetting these women, it got to be more than that. And a lot of niggas don't know how to vet because a lot of men don't even have experience with enough women to know how to vet.
Okay. So I guess it's a 2-part question. I'm glad you said the last part. Okay. So first off, so by the numbers, by the stats, and by the data, that means no man knows how to vet because again, women are divorcing at a 70% rate, right? So that I would find that, I think you find that highly, highly unlikely. I know. Hold on, bro.
No, go ahead. I ain't say a word. Go ahead.
Highly unlikely that 70 to 80% of men are just choosing these women wrong, especially when these marriage divorces are happening everywhere from 1 year to 20 years, right? Mm-hmm. And then secondly, the last part you just said, damn, what was I lost it? Shit, what did you just say? What was the last
thing at a time though, G.
All right, go ahead. You got it, man. Go ahead.
Again, that number has always rubbed me the wrong way. 70-80% of women file for divorce. And the reason that it rubs me the wrong way is because what that number does not take into account is the number of men who push a woman out of a relationship intentionally because we don't want to break it. That's what's not factored in there. It's plenty of dudes right now that are in relationships, whether married or girlfriend, boyfriend, and are ready to leave. But they won't leave. Instead, they'll start acting up, start acting a fool, staying out late, cheating, blatantly disrespectful, blatantly neglectful, and all of that, in hopes that she'll break it off instead. And I feel like it's a lot of men in situation. Even if you listen to a lot of these panels, men, don't want to break up the marriage because of, I want to fall on the sword, I'm chivalry and all that. No. I feel like it's a lot of men that are in marriages and in relationships that are not happy, but they are just as scared as she is to start over. But instead of just breaking the relationship off and taking the blame, damn, he left her, this, that, and the third, he'll just start wilding and push out of the relationship. That 70-80% number, don't factor those guys in, and that's why I don't believe in that number. I don't.
Hey, I just want to say before I get out of here, because I said all I need to say, because I know this going nowhere. It all boils down to woman good, man bad. But the thing about it is, truth and reality is undefeated. And we all find out at the end of the road, yo. Straight up. Deuces, appreciate it, Hamp.
No doubt.
Yeah, man. I just don't believe in that. I just don't. It's not good women good, men bad. It's just men stay the hell away from women that we know are bad. A lot of these women that men complain about, they do not represent the majority of women. And that's my issue with it. We get to talk about gold diggers and women who sack chasing and this, that, and the third. Most women are not out there, just like I said, chasing James Harden and Drake and trying to go to the backstage at the concert and at the private parties and shit like that. A lot of these women don't even have access to that type of thing. Most women are regular ass women working teaching jobs, nursing jobs, regular ass jobs, and just trying to find a good dude who's capable of leading. Just like I don't believe that all men are bad out here just smashing and creating baby mamas and Ray-Rays and Pookies and this, that, and the third. No. That is a loud minority. Most black men are not that. Most black men working regular jobs at the warehouse, stocking at Walgreens, shit like that. And again, are looking for a solid woman. But just like I said earlier, a lot of us are arrogant in terms of like our ability to dodge negative situations, or just like, so we out there smashing chicks that we should not be smashing. And we know that she not wifey material, but we still going to smash raw. Like we know that we shouldn't even be giving those type of women that type of energy, because just like I said, women equate sexual interest to actual interest. So when you who are men tend to be high quality or whatever, whatever the term is, when you entertain that woman in that way, you're creating more of the women that you don't want to see. If you know good and damn well this woman has no wife capability, no girlfriend, no long-term serious capability at all, why not just alienate them? If we alienate that type of woman, then we'll create more of the women that we want to see. But if we continue to engage with them and give all that effort and energy to get the ass, we are enabling them. And that's what a lot of men don't see. We have a lot more control in this shit than we think, but we don't exercise it that way. It's because a lot of niggas can't practice dick discipline. A lot of niggas will smash whatever is available. Just like bro said, 3-4 in the morning, I'm on my fourth option. I'm on my fifth option. Take your ass home. She the fifth option for a reason. But if I go over there and get her ass pregnant, I got to deal with what comes with that, because that's what being a man is. And unfortunately, a lot of these niggas is not men.
Okay. Well, and two things. First off, and you picked the worst possible professions for good women and teachers and nurses. Just saying, you know what they say.
I already know where you're going.
so we'll just leave that as it is. But the second part, right? So that's an interesting point, and like I said, I understand it. But this thing is, again, we hold the men accountable, and we say the men are the leaders. When again, you look at the numbers, the men are being more responsible. Minority of men have children in reference to the majority of women that have children. Going back to the stat where I said black men specifically, and we're gonna talk black because we all, we black.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll stick there, right? So again, when you're talking about of the women that have children, 60% of them have children by multiple men. This is where it gets fuzzy when we're always saying the men are the problem. When these women keep going out here, and it can't be every man is just and then it's like, okay, well, you guys are pussy hungry. Most dudes don't have access to pussy. Well, you can't have all these dudes that have access to pussy and they even have a fifth option. Most niggas don't have a second option. You see what I'm saying? So when we do these things, it's like we're talking about the men and their sexual prowess and their sexual irresponsibility, when the men are being more sexually responsible by the numbers alone, that being birth rate and STDs. You see what I'm saying? Excluding the brother fuckers, excluding them. We're not talking about them. So you know what I'm saying? So that's my whole thing as to where, and of course the men need to be held accountable. The men are supposed to be leaders, but my thing is, for black men specifically, we're always getting talked to when we're already doing what we're being talked to about in reference to, again, the women that we're attached to. So when we get this thing, well, it's not a blame game as to, well, hold on, I agree, you're right, but I'm already doing this. If you come to a leader and say, hey man, those people need to be, well, whoa, you're yelling, okay, and these people are successful at an 80-some% rate, and I only got the 20% that's the fuck ups. Now, you gonna let me get rid of the fuck ups, or you want me to try and train the fuck ups? You know what I'm saying? And that's another big part of leadership too, that where I don't think a lot of people understand. There are some people that can't be led, and you just have to get rid of. And whenever we start having those conversations, it's uncomfortable because now you know what I'm saying, you dislike or you hate black women. You feel me? So that's my biggest thing, is where I think a lot of black men are becoming better leaders, or a lot of black men are, because like I said, brothers like yourself, Hamp, that tell brothers, hey man, be accountable. Don't be out here just skeeting and beating everything and knocking everything down. But at the same time, like you said, so most of us are already doing those things. You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, a lot of us have passed. Hey, no, bro, we're how old are you, Trill? I don't know.
34.
So we're 30 plus year old men speaking from, like, you know what I'm saying, the knowledge and wisdom we gained versus the 18-year-olds that we were at some point, and we had to learn along the way, even with a great father. You feel me? Right. Even if you had the best father, the best male support system, and so on and so forth, we're still going to learn our own way and do our own thing. I'm a grown ass man, nigga. You feel me? But that's all I'm saying, bro. It's just like, I just know for a fact that black men get a whole lot of the brunt of the blame, and we don't get focused on any of the positive things that we're doing and improvements that we've made over time. You know what I'm saying? To try and mitigate and rectify a lot of these issues and problems we have.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. But even with that, I would ask, because we got to dig to the root of the issue. These women that out here choosing the same type of nigga, getting pregnant by the same type of nigga. If I'm sure if we was to conduct a questionnaire with these women, a common denominator would probably be that a dad was not in the home to help raise her. Because most of the women who I done met who have been super promiscuous and super out here and super doing their thing on the sexual tip, dad wasn't present. So again, it stems back to us anyway, and that's not. And again, that's not me taking accountability off of them. Just like I told Hemp earlier, it's nothing wrong. I mean, you can't be blamed if you come up in a fucked up situation. You can only be blamed if you stay there. So if you continue to make these same mistakes, then yeah, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You take up. But again, if we talking about the root of the issue, most people who are brought up, again, Hemp read the stats earlier. Most people who brought up in a 2-parent household tend to fare better in the world. So again, that's not in damn a 2-parent household, just having both parents present and being active in their life, they're gonna turn out better than somebody who just grows up with a mother and no dad presence at all. So again, it's just about being a man. It's just about being a leader. It's just about taking care of your responsibilities, bro. Like, take care of your damn kids. And anything, and there is no valid excuse. I'll repeat this for the 10th time tonight, as to why a grown man should have kids walking around there that look like him, that share his DNA, and he's just walking around here willingly, just, hey, that ain't my responsibility, man. I didn't want it, whatever. I'm not raising. I ain't playing no part. I can't respect that, and that adds to the problem, in my opinion. But I'm not saying what you said was wrong, because you're right. There is a certain percentage of people that we just cannot save. But again, it goes back to what I said earlier about alienating those people. But a lot of times we don't alienate them. And a lot of times we as men can recognize the type of women that we shouldn't be nowhere near, but we still go have sex with them anyway. And that contributes to the problem. So again, both parties are responsible. But if men claim to be the leaders that we walk around and beat our chest saying we are, we got to take majority of that blame. That's all I'm saying.
Hold on. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. I'm gonna get Fatty in. I just want to read these super chats real quick.